If you could download one mindset into every black man in America, what would it be?
Understand your value,
Yeah.
because how you walk into a job interview, how you walk away from a job interview, and you have that confidence in yourself because you know who you are, you know
Yeah.
what you're worth. So, black men out there, know your value.
It's a word. Know your value. That's a
Yeah,
word. And being able to walk away. Like, you're not gonna make
yeah.
me compromise the things I believe in. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm trying to gain something. A daily non-negotiable.
Pray like my morning prayers, whether it's in the car,
Yeah.
because I think without that, I'm walking into a gunfight without a
Mm.
vest. I should be able to go in every room I want to go into and have the key.
God gave you the dominion over the earth, man. He didn't do it for no reason.
And we always say, oh, you need to be a man.
Yeah.
Because I always try to fulfill a man's role, not really knowing what a man look like. I don't play about my kid's future, bro. Like,
Yeah. My daughter, 3 months, and I got another one that's a year, and they do it now. They be like, she's talking yet? She got her teeth came in yet? I'm like, she don't need to be on your timeline. Like, she gonna grow up. I just have to kind of run my own race because you gonna do
right.
what you gonna say what you gonna say regardless of what I do. They used to say you're such a
Oh, you think
smart ass.
right. Yeah, yes.
And I'll be like, well, would you prefer a dumbass? Welcome to another episode of the Words of Encouragement podcast. I'm your host, Mr. MadeDifferent. Today I got a special guest. Before I get into it, I gotta ask you to like this video, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. Hit that notification bell too. Uh, But yeah, today's special guest, man, this brother, man, been rocking with me for a little bit. Um, he's host of the Those Spot podcast. Man of deep faith who doesn't shy away from speaking truth. Man, I want to welcome my brother J Wandoe to the
Well,
podcast, man.
respect.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being here, bro.
Absolutely. I'm honored, Mr. Made Different. Mr. Frankie, man, I think today has marked, yeah, right at 3 years since the dope spot became a memory, or excuse me, a thought, which
Yeah,
I which was became a project of mine, something I'll throw this out there. Podcast, um still trying, I'm working on picking up traction and everything else, but right now I'm enjoying it. So
got
yes,
you.
sir. As you said, I'm J Wandoe, real name Jawan, and I can get into the origin of how the name became the name. I know it's a bit different, but like
Yeah,
you, I'm made different as well. So I think
yeah,
we can always be, in our own minds, we can be different. And I think that's what the internet, with the social media world, and what the world itself, the real world needs.
yeah,
Need
yeah,
some
yeah.
uniqueness for
Yep,
sure.
that's a fact. So yeah, get to the origin, where you from. Let the people know where you're from, the meaning behind your name, and everything, man. Let's get it.
Okay, no doubt. All right, like I said, my first name is Jawan, Jawan. I was born in Florence, South Carolina, back in the late 80s. I mean, I guess I can give my age. It's 86, baby.
Okay.
And back then, I was born to two teenage parents, never been married, and lived in a household full of, I say, discontentment. It was some drama. There was some emotional abuse. There was some things going on in my household I didn't quite understand as a young man, as a young child. But I know we did have love. I was
Yeah.
always loved. I was always taken care of. So my mom was 17 when she had me, and one of my sister, I call her, my first cousin, was born 4 days after me, and so we were the first grandkids in the house. I'm the oldest, obviously, so I'm the oldest grandson, oldest great grandson on my pop side,
Yeah.
and so I've always had that. I don't wanna use the word elitist, but I was looked to be a leader. Like, okay, you the oldest, you the first.
Yeah.
So I've carried that throughout my whole life. And I'm currently in San Antonio, Texas. I'm gonna put that out there.
Okay.
Like shared with you before, I moved, excuse me, my pops, once he graduated high school, he went into the military, went to the Air Force, and one of his bases is actually where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So when I was 4 years old, I think we went to a funeral. We just recently talked about this story. We went to a funeral, and I guess he was on leave or something, and he came to this base where I'm at right now. And that was my first trip, like first big trip I took from South Carolina. So from there, seeing the world in such at the time, it's still a pretty smaller town, but seeing the world there, I was like, okay, it's more out here for me to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to see more. It's got to be more. And not sure how long I stayed, but that was an experience. Some things happened, but I'll save that for another day. Um,
Got you. Got you.
but living out we were almost in the hood. We were on one of those streets where it's like the hood's like right down the street.
Yeah.
So I went to school with the hood,
Yeah.
with people who were living in poverty situations or just didn't see much of the world. Their world was like probably 4 or 5 block radius,
Yeah.
grocery store, whatever else you needed. This was back when we had what we call washerettes or
Yeah.
laundromats. You know what I'm saying? So you had to go take your clothes with a basket if you didn't have a car and walk your clothes to the laundromat to get them washed. And then you could bring them back if you didn't have enough quarters or money. You had
Yeah.
to go hang them on on the line and hope it didn't rain that day or that next day. You know what I mean? Hate to give the struggle stories, but that was life for me.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely blessed to be where I'm at now, to come from those humble beginnings. So fast forward, went to my elementary school. And as I said, my father was Air Force at the time. So I think kindergarten and first grade went to this one school. Second grade, I stayed
Yeah.
with him for my second grade year in Florida. So
Yeah.
another time I got to move around. I got to see the world in a different light, to show other people who I was.
Yeah.
And that one year taught me so much about myself, taught me that I wasn't as fast as I thought I was. I wasn't as smart as I thought I was. I mean, I was smart, but I wasn't as smart as I didn't stand out as much. There were
Got
other
you.
smart kids out there. There were other athletes out in
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
So that was one of the first introductions to, okay, well, there's some competition out here. You need to get your stuff together.
Because you was moving around. You was moving around different
Yeah,
places, different states.
exactly. So I'm
Yeah.
down in Florida, Fort Walton Beach area.
Yeah.
And so the next year or that summer, after like probably right after school ended, I went back home, and then I moved to another school, and then another school after that. So in 4 years I was in three different elementary schools. So right then, that was, I look at it now, that was God showing me, look, son, I want you to, you're not here to stay anywhere for a long time. You
Mm.
do what I need you to do. You complete your assignment here, and you move on.
Yeah.
So as I'm older now, I embrace that. I don't know if
Got
that's a good or bad thing, but I embrace that. That fourth grade year was pretty a pivotal time as well. This is 95 now. Uh, football, backyard football, break my leg. October 17th, 1995, break my leg. Had to really struggle because I couldn't move. I was subjected to a recliner for 3 months. Homeschool. I had to I couldn't even get up and go to the bathroom. I'm a kid, but I'm still like, wow. Like I told you, I've been moving around. Obviously, I was active playing football in the backyard, but I break my leg doing that.
Yeah.
And I was something my mom used to keep me away from it. I don't want you to play football. I don't want you getting hurt.
Got
And
you. Got
I kind of kept that mentality in my head, like I don't want to play football, no matter how good I was.
you. Yeah.
I always had pretty good hands, but yeah, I just never played. So that was a point where I said, you know what, man, I got to start thinking differently.
Yeah.
I got to move differently. When I'm immobile, what do I think about? What things can I offer myself? So I started reading a little more, and let's say 9 years old. Not I can't remember if it was before that or after, because things started to run together. But I got saved that same year.
Yeah.
I gave my life to Christ at 9 years old,
Wow.
and I was on a choir. I remember being on a
That was
choir.
that was wait. That was your
Yeah,
decision to.
somebody influenced me. I've been going to church, and I felt God speaking to me like, come down here now. I remember,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
What made you feel like at 9 years old? What made you feel that that pull
Something.
like to really
Mhm.
like nobody put it in your head like, oh, you need to get baptized, like
No, it was,
Deep.
and I didn't get baptized right away either. I didn't get baptized till 10 years later. But I
Okay.
got, yeah, I got saved, gave my life to Christ. It was just, I felt convicted.
Got you. Got
I
you.
really felt God was telling me, and like I said before, like growing up in a poverty situation, no matter how, and I, this is not to downplay my family or anything, because I know family can say like we weren't poor, or maybe y'all didn't see it that way, but as
Yeah.
I get older, I'm like, yeah, we were very poor. You're like,
Yeah.
we weren't even just poor in a financial way, we were poor so psychologically, and there was so much we didn't have, so much we,
Describe that. Describe that. Was that feeling
absolutely,
like when you
absolutely,
saying they're feeling poor what?
psychologically, yeah. So we
Yeah.
were, let's say, how people stock up on things, right? Soap, dishwashing liquid. These are things you most people don't think about. They just go to the store and buy it
Yeah.
because they have it. Well, we're sharing a bar of soap with however many people are in the house. There wasn't a towel closet like I have now. There wasn't, um, uh, once you eat, that's what you ate.
Got you.
There was
Okay.
no car for some time, not a working vehicle anyway. I was catching cabs and walking a lot. There was no real conversations about your future.
Yeah.
Nobody was saying, you know, you making A's and honor roll through these years. They would say you're smart.
Yeah.
You're a smart kid. You're a genius even. But nobody was like, let's start thinking about not necessarily college, but like what your future actually looks like coming
Yeah.
from here. Nobody had, I never had those conversations. But I did have leadership. I did have people in my life like my uncles who were pastors who always said, man, there's something special about you, Jay. Like you got something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you're
Yeah.
supposed to be a pastor or whatever, but you just always seem like you just beyond your years. You just wise
Yeah.
beyond your years. I can hear that run play in my head, play in my head. So again, not to detail what I've seen, but I've seen some things where people got hurt and no one said anything. I've seen some things where people got abused, people got taken advantage of, and no one thought to be like, hey, let me get out of this situation. No, we stayed in it because it was comfortable. We stayed in it because we didn't want to hurt feelings, right? Like some people did move away. They may have moved like to another city or, I mean, another part of the city. But as far as getting out of the situation, that's a poor mentality when you dependent on certain resources and you're not trying to make the certain changes for yourself. So that's how I would describe that.
Got you. Got you. Man, that's deep, man. Because you realize people think of the now instead of the future. You
Right.
know, where I'm at now, what's going on now, and the only way to dictate something in your future, life is gonna happen, right? Life is gonna life gonna make you go certain places you didn't plan on going, but to kind of still have a plan is to like think of the future, and the subset of things like, all right,
Hmm.
I'm here now. This is what's going on right now. What can I do now that's gonna affect the future? Um, and to say that it was just more you're poor, just not in just the financial area, but all the different aspects is pretty uplifting, bro. Because it's like how do you
You see,
get from
I'm smiling because I'm just like I'm thinking like, wow, guy, you really took me through some things, but to look
yeah
be on the other side of it, I'm just like
yeah. Now
I
that's
couldn't
what
have
I was
done.
gonna ask. How do you get
Yeah,
from that point to the point you're at now? Like, I know your mind was because you moving around, you reading books, so you opening your mind on a different level than most people. Most people watching TV,
right.
you know,
Oh, I watch
getting
my
caught
shared
up in.
TV now. I watch my
Yeah, we
Martins
all
and
do. We
my
all do.
Nickelodeon. That's my
Yeah, we
era.
all do. You
Listen,
gain
start.
different perspectives from everywhere. So
Yeah, I got something for you. Let me see. You might have to edit this part. I can't reach it right now, but
yeah.
the Fugees, the score. I think that
Got
was my
you.
'96. That was
Yeah.
my first ever CD.
Mm,
My first ever like bought CD. I think my mom
yeah.
bought it for me for my birthday. And I played it countless times on
Yeah.
my little Sony boombox, right? And I also had Bone Thugs and Harmony E99 Eternal tape. So I had my tape and I had my
Yeah.
CD, and I would kind of, as a word, vacillate back and forth between the two. And So these are two different realms of hip hop, right? So that's probably a whole nother element. Hip hop just really, people say hip hop saved my life. They really did. It really opened me up. Something I left off earlier. My pops, he was still a young man when I'm
Yeah.
living with him. He's like 24. This is 93. So think about all the artists that came out in 93.
Mm.
The Chronic was a year before that with Dre, Wu-Tang, all these people. I've had all these influences in my head knowing about West Coast. I felt like I lived in California at a certain point of times.
Yeah.
Then then when he hit the next button, I'm in New York because I'm listening to Big, early
Mm.
Tupac,
Yeah.
Tupacalypse Now, the album, and I'm gaining all these influences. Plus, I'm living in Florida. I'm living in beaches, where right off the beach.
Yeah.
I'm seeing. I become a Florida State fan. You know what I'm saying? It's like all these different perspectives, and then what happens? That's over in a year. Now I get sent back home,
Yeah.
and I have to sit and be subjected to the same stuff. Now mama's got a boyfriend. We living with him. Now, after that didn't work out, we moved back to the place I lived in. And then a year later, after breaking my leg, after being saved, she gets married.
Yeah.
And so now I'm having to go to another school, move to another area, meet another set of friends, and then be a stepchild.
Yeah.
So that was a whole, it's just so many changes that created me that I'm just starting to get the traction going to be able to tell that. And so now we in like 96, 97. As we roll through that phase, I'm starting to realize, oh, I'm I'm being seen, I'm being noticed. I started playing basketball
Yeah.
in the city, and I'm meeting different people from there. I'm on a group chat right now with some guys I met back then. This is 20 some years later. We texting, right? Like literally just got out the group chat with that I met around that era, who are from different parts of the city. And I know I would never have had those experiences had I not been open minded and I
Yeah.
had I not opened myself up to them. And I feel like, now I'm gonna get on off of me and back to the world, how I see the world for a second. The world, like we not like each other. And
Yeah.
when I say that, we're only gonna see common grounds for the most part. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people try to group people into like, you're a black man, so you go through the same things, and that's not true. Some
Exactly.
black men did grow up with married parents,
Yeah.
with parents with two good jobs, where they didn't realize what it was like to be without. On the other end of it, there were some black men who grew up with nothing but women.
Yeah.
And sometimes they might become like the woman, and so other times they are influenced to where they, may not have woman traits, but mentally they think like women. So that a lot of times they end up kind of playing like a lesser role.
Yeah.
And we always say, "Oh, you need to be a man." I heard that a lot. Oh my goodness, that messed me up
Yeah.
because I always try to fulfill a man's role, not really knowing what a man looked like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was something that really messed me up a lot, but it also helped me grow. So to go back to answer your question about how did I know at 9 years old, on top of being convicted, I felt, and I said this on another podcast, I didn't feel protected. I didn't feel like my mom, the men in her life, I didn't feel certain people really had me like that. And the only
Yeah.
person I could really lean on was God.
Mm.
So I needed him. I still do, but I needed God to watch me through all these things, to get me
Yeah.
through this point. And so, I thank him every day for those moments. And I'm just reflecting. I don't have any malice towards people. I'm thankful for my family. I love my mom, love my
Yeah.
dad, love everybody that helped raise me. However, I wish they had known a little better. I wish we had done more like Bible study and um, really trying to tap into my talents and tap into my brother's talents, tap into my, to where we wouldn't have the situations we have now.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all didn't have it good growing up, but what about us?
Yeah.
So
But how did that put a battery in your back to get that for your kids in a sense, like, because that's what it did for me. I look at the things that happen in my life as the it's just stepping blocks to whether it's good or bad.
I'm 9 volt battery, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't play about my kid's future, bro. Like
Yeah.
even if it's somebody coming in that's like, for instance, let's say you haven't talked to my kids in a while, right? And I can get a sense that you're not like feeding into them. I'm gonna intervene. I know because I know we as adults we don't do it on purpose, but we can be
Yeah,
negative.
yeah.
We can say, what you doing at school? How's school going? They give you a response. Well, you should be doing this, or why you not doing? As soon as it start getting into those type of
Hey, it
conversations,
happening now. It
I
happening
got
now.
this
My daughter 3 months, and I got another one that's a year, and they
right.
do it now. They be like, she's talking yet? She got her teeth came in yet? I'm like,
Mm,
she don't need to be on your timeline.
right.
Like, she gonna
Yeah.
grow up. I ain't seen too many adults that just never had teeth in their mouth. From
Right.
like you might go along missing teeth or something happen, like, the teeth come out, whatever. But you had teeth at one point as an adult. So why
Sure.
is why is y'all focus on the timeline? And I
Mm,
think people put that expectation on not just kids that are 5, 6, like all kids from the
for
time they
children,
come out
yes.
the womb. It's like, is she
Instant
turning over
comparison.
yet? Is she doing
How?
this yet? I'm
No,
like, what
before
is
that, how
what is
big is
that?
he? What's the size and weight? Like, what is
Oh
what?
man, yeah.
Oh, they only 5 pounds. My child was 80 pounds. Like, instant
Man,
comparison.
bro, you comparing they child ain't even born yet.
Kid got a head full of hair.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
yep.
yeah. Yeah. So that makes me understand, like, people gonna do that regardless. So I just have to kind of run my own race, because you gonna say what you gonna say regardless of what I do. What I'm doing something, not doing something, you gonna have something to say. So let me just go ahead and do me. And that's just that's my mentality, bro. A lot around a lot of things. It's just I'm gonna go forward with what I'm trying to do.
I love that and I respect it, and that's why I'm here. I seen that in
Yeah.
you. I seen you, you that illuminates off of you. I'm
Yeah.
going to do what I got to do, and
Yeah, I
I
don't
can
I
do
don't I
nothing but
don't try to
respect that.
live for anybody's perspective, or not even my kids. Like, I love them, but they just got here, They gonna have a perspective of me that one day might not line up with how I think I treated them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna have to be there to receive that. Be like, all right, I feel you.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Like,
Yeah.
let's go.
And how can I improve something now? Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. That's what life is, man. But I think people take life so personal sometimes.
Oh, big
And it's
time.
just it's not needed,
Right.
That's where conflict begins, when I'm taking something personal, and your parents did what they did. You like, okay, let me learn from that. Well,
hmm
think of my race,
That's it.
and do for my kids. They gonna learn something from me that's probably coming off a certain way, and they gonna navigate how they navigate through life based on that. But that's just life, bro. I remember one time I was worried about something to do with my father. He was he was like, "Don't live life for me. You got your own life to live." He said that to me. I was worried about being there for him, and I was just
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
like, I can't leave you hanging. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Like
And
for real, Dad?
he's like, no, don't. I don't live my life. I make my decisions. You go out and make your own. Don't, if that's what you want to do, fine, but don't
And
do it for me.
that may offend some people. Like, what? What do
Yeah,
you mean? You don't think I care about you? I'm like, no, I
yeah,
do. Because I care about you, I want you to do your own thing.
yeah. And
Don't
that
take it.
that that kind of freed me to just be like, oh,
Mm.
like, because I was worried about it. I'm like, man, I can't leave him hanging. But if he's saying I'm good, I gotta go do it. I gotta go chase my dreams. I gotta go set my own path. You know what I'm saying? And we could still have these conversations later on. But
Think that
uh,
hurts some. It hurts some young men. I say young men just based on what I see because many times I feel like, I'm gonna drop my childhood story off right there, and I'll revisit another time, but because I know we're gonna have this conversation again. So I'll stop at like elementary school because that's when things really start to change
yeah,
for me. When I start thinking about myself too much, and I'll tell you why. But fast forward as I got older, like currently I'm in San Antonio, um, based on my wife's career, which is in the military. But I was once in the military as well. I'm a veteran, and before I made that decision, I kind of asked my dad, like, is this the right thing, without directly asking him. And I was expecting more of a guidance thing. Hey, son, I made this mistake, and this is how you go about it. And when I felt like he didn't do that, I
mm,
felt he didn't care.
mm,
Versus looking at it like you looking at it. I want you to create your own path. And I think many children, I hate using the whole this generation, but yeah, we millennials, we maybe what is before us, the Gen Xers, whatever the generation before us is called.
Yeah.
They didn't really give us certain tools, and I'm not all of y'all, not all of y'all. Don't come at me, but many of us did not give them the tools. We're allowing the internet, social media to raise them. These videos, these preset videos,
Yeah.
they're not real emotions. And I think we, at least for myself, I speak for myself, I wasn't I wasn't prepared as I needed to be to go out into the world, to go out into the military on my own. I was just wasn't. I didn't have the emotional intelligence. I wasn't I say tough enough mentally in a lot of cases. I had been buried and compartmentalized so much stress and trauma that I never addressed till I
Yeah.
got much older. So when it came to those type of conversations with my pops, I should have, I would have been, I feel like I would have been better off had we had got to talk. And he'd been like, look, I haven't been there for you. I get it, but let me be, like allow me to be there for you now. And
Yeah.
I didn't feel that.
Mm.
And so I kind of left on some whatever, like I'm just gonna go. And that wasn't a good idea. I recently told somebody, if you want to go to the military, go at a younger age for one, and go in with a plan.
Yeah.
Just like with these podcasts, go into it with a plan. Some people do have studios. Some people do have areas and places where they can just go and they, pay for the time, and it looks all new, nice, and set up. You know, I would love that, but that's not where I'm at.
Yeah.
And so I get what I get, but I also embrace this because this is organic.
Yeah.
This is me in my guest room. This is me, you know, fresh off of going to church earlier and talking to my kids, and now I'm in here with you. Now
Yeah.
we in our own little realm. And once we get off, I'm gonna go do my regular life stuff. This is
Yeah.
not something like it's not a job,
Yeah.
but this is an assignment though.
Yeah.
Believe that this is an assignment from God, something He's telling me to do.
Yeah. You gotta
Hopefully,
let your
somebody,
voice be heard.
absolutely. Hopefully,
Yeah.
these messages get to someone at some point, whether it's two
I
years from
look at it.
now
I look
or
at it as
whatever.
by any means necessary.
Hmm.
Like, what Malcolm X say? By any means necessary, we
Absolutely.
have to put the work in. Like and it's not gonna look like what it's gonna look like in the future. You know what I mean? Like when I first started, this is bad. I painted this thing like 3 times because I was like, "Oh, I
Mm,
like that," and I was like,
yeah,
"I don't like that.
you don't
It
like
don't
it,
look good. Let me change it again." Like,
right?
you know what I'm saying? And you work your way till you figure out. Let me. This is the step I'm on, and I'm gonna work my way to a better step. Like when I started, I had an old Android phone. Screen, the camera was pixelated, and I'm like,
Mm,
why this thing looks so crazy? I'm trying to transfer it to another phone
yeah,
to edit it. So I started off, it seemed rough, but I'm like, I look back on what I was saying, it was profound. Like it was
right.
prolific in my opinion. I'm
Sure,
like, I
I'm
was
sure it
saying this back
was.
then.
I'm
Like
sure it
what?
was. Yeah, I was
I have
cooking.
to remind myself, like, I was coming with some heat. So I was like, I just gotta keep going. Yeah, it's gonna look different later on, but I gotta keep the message going. So
My
I
favorite,
applaud you for what you do, bro. Keep
no
going.
doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Thank you.
that don't even stop. Just keep doing what you're doing and try to improve it as you go along. You learn certain things, you start to
Mhm.
improve certain things.
That's it,
That's what
man.
it's about, man.
No doubt.
Constant progression, you know.
Absolutely.
I got an
Absolutely.
interesting question. If you
Sure.
could download one mindset into every black man in America, what would it be?
Understand your value. You have to capture, again, me being from the Geechee low country area of the world. This is where we started.
Yeah,
I seen somebody recently kind of downplay South Carolina and just saying nobody's from there. Man, it's a list of people that's from there.
yeah,
Your grandma from there. Your great grandma's from there. Somebody from Alabama, South Carolina, that Carolina coast,
yeah,
because that's where everybody started for the most. Well, not everyone, but for the most part, the ships, landed there. And so when you know your value, bro, how you sound, what you're giving off, the women you choose, that makes a world of difference. How you walk into a job interview, how you walk away from a job interview, and you have that confidence in yourself because you know who you are, you know
yeah,
what you're worth. And I feel like we allow other people to tell us via our bank accounts, being our height, being our manhood,
yeah,
whatever that may be. You're looking at that as, oh, I'm valued this because so many people want to be in my space,
yeah,
or I got this amount of money, I got this type of job. So black men out there, know your value. not necessarily
Amen.
your worth.
Amen.
You know,
That's a word. Know your value. That's a
yeah,
word.
you know,
That
you.
might be the title of the that might be the title, man.
I
Know
just,
your value. Hey,
I just hold true to that because I have been lacking in that area.
yeah.
Internet connection. It always does this on Riverside, especially when we trying to cook, bro. Every time. I swear.
Can you hear me?
I think
Can
we
you hear
kind of,
me?
yeah, I hear you now. I think we
All
kind of went
right.
out. But nah,
Yeah.
I was saying the Riverside does that sometimes whenever like you hit a point, you say
Yeah.
something that's hitting, it's like, uh, hold on, let me get that because you know AI
Yeah.
how that works. But I don't care, man. Like God knows our hearts, and even if you're not a follower or believer,
Yeah.
you understand what you did and can do. And
Yeah.
this is where I hope I answered your question, but that also made J Wandoe. I didn't come up with that name. I was brought to that name.
Yeah.
So I took the J. My name is Jawan. I spelled it out. J Wandoe. So instead of being Waldo, who was a character that was based out of England,
Yeah.
but he was brought to it as a Wally.
Mm.
He was just a character. So if you ever look up a book called Where's Wally, y'all do your research on that. And that's how Waldo started. I never completely read the book, but when I was living in England from 2021 to 2024 to the beginning of 2024, I obviously got into my UK cultural things. So
Yeah.
that's it. It popped up, and I was like, man, that's kind of fitting. So let me merge those two because I always felt like I was the person lost in the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, people will see me in places, even now. The childhood friends I was talking about, they were like, "Oh, you in San Antonio?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've been here." Like people probably still think I got this glasses. People probably still think I'm overseas or think I'm still in the military because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm telling enough. I feel
Yeah.
like I've told these stories so many times, but because I keep changing my name and changing my location, I'm really a moving target.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I play basketball like that.
Yeah.
My
And that
education
guess what? That's
path is like
okay
that.
though, man.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
okay
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
because you set in your own path, bro. Like I think people fail to realize that sometimes you set in
hmm
your own path based on what
Yeah,
you're doing.
and I ain't
You
said
know what
it.
I'm saying? Like
This is God work, brother.
everybody gonna do them, you gotta do you. And everybody got something to say, so I just do what I gotta do regardless. Like,
That's it, bro.
because I know you're gonna talk about something. You know what I mean? You're gonna talk about something. And it's just for me, it's I guess you gives people something to talk about. You know, that's how I look at it. That's my mentality. Like because like you said, I never felt like I fit in either. I was going through like I don't feel like I don't fit over here. I don't fit over here. This is cool. I like this element of what we're doing, but I don't really like the extra of it. Like and it's like they make black people think like we all have to like the same thing, and it's like man, I don't even play to that. Don't even come over here with that. Don't play
Yeah,
with me. Like I'm not on what everybody else on. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my time. I'm on my mission. I'm on my what I'm doing. And if you with it, you with it. If you're not, just stay out my way. You know what I mean? Stay out my
that's a
way,
that's
respectfully.
a a added a bonus second part is listening, man. We have to be active listeners. I think sometimes we trying to sell ourselves on something. We yelling at the camera, or we're trying to become something that some people really just don't want, and we directing
Yeah,
our energy to the wrong audience.
yeah,
I love black people where we stand up for things. This is something I was gonna keep from my own podcast, but I feel like many other cultures don't respect us because we don't listen. Likely give us what we want,
yeah,
but we so loud and yelling at stuff we don't even realize we already had it. So that's where the value part comes in. Like, bro, you got the resources right here, sir. Sir, here's your money back. No, I don't want it back.
yeah,
See now the energy's there. Uh, Another example. I've got pulled over by the cops so many times, whether it be speeding or whatever. And yeah, I was speeding, but had I reacted and didn't know how to handle myself, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you. And I
yeah,
use that example because I know a lot of times we uh, face situations like that where we're confronted by something that we did or something that even if we didn't do it, we haven't been taught how to handle it
yeah,
because we didn't listen in school because we were so busy trying to play pencil fight or flipping quarters in the back of class And these are things I've done too, y'all. But I'm just saying it's we get so distracted by so many different things that we're not really catching on to the elements of what's really important. So that's where I feel like we don't fit in because we're not supposed to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be here right now. Like we could be the dudes in the club. We could be the dudes uh with the cameras on the yachts and everything else because our minds, right? We want these things. We want to obtain these things eventually. But we also realize, you know what, God, that's not where you want me. You want me to be with my family right now. No, you need me to be with your people
Yeah.
to get them where they need to go. Then I'll give you all these things you need. And you know what? Even if I don't, I got a place right here with you in heaven. So once it's all said and done, you got your stuff recorded. You've given me my glory. Yes, you sinned. Yes, you did some things wrong. Yes, you regret some things. But you know what? I know your heart. And I feel like that for me, that's more important than anything right now.
Yeah, man. It's deep because people don't realize like you have to you have to follow like Jesus, and not just follow him, but like really build that relationship with Jesus and really take it serious. Like that's probably the most important thing you could do in your life is to build that relationship with Jesus Christ. You know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? Like, and once you understand who you are in Jesus Christ, then you can move and navigate in the world accordingly. But if
Absolutely.
you trying to be like Tom, Dick, and Harry, and you following all these other people out there thinking that, oh well, they supposed to show me the way. Like, nah, Jesus already laid it out for you. You walk in a certain light, people gonna see that off of you, and then you just be able to have the discernment to be like, all right, let me not go in this room, let me not be in that room, and being able to walk away. You're not gonna make me
Yeah.
compromise the things I believe in. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm trying to gain something
That
else.
you want me to gain
You know what I'm
for
saying?
your
Like you feel like,
entertainment,
oh,
your
you should have that.
benefits.
Man, this is what you should do. Nah, I'm not going with that. It don't feel
Yeah.
right.
I lived that way too long, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Like it don't feel right. So I just navigate to do something else. Get it there how I get it there. It might take me a little longer, but I'm gonna get it there. You know what I'm saying? But that's because I believe in myself, but I also believe in Jesus, and Jesus gonna navigate me to where I need to be, where I should be, and some of the things I may want that I shouldn't have. Because if you gave me what I wanted when I was
You got
younger,
good.
I'd have destroyed myself. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you.
Yep. I already, yeah, I already
You know what
know.
I'm saying? Now I have the understanding, like, all right, when I get these things, I can't squander it. I can't waste it. I gotta steward it. I gotta keep it in a certain light. Make sure I do the right things with it. The more the more of it that I don't want, because I don't even really want the responsibility of what I'm asking God for. You know what I'm saying? But I know that's what comes with it. Like it's not some man, I asked God for kids and God gave me two beautiful daughters. I gotta be mentally responsible for that as they grow up. I gotta show them. So that's why it's like I can't just be like, well, they gonna figure it out. I can't. I gotta help them figure it out. I gotta get them the blueprint that I already came up with. It might be the wrong blueprint, but they gonna have something to fall back on. Like,
Some
oh, this is the
foundation.
foundation. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Yep.
But if you don't give your kids no foundation of anything, it ain't gotta be always about money and all of that. That's great, but just that for them to have a foundation of their lineage, where they family come from, the stock in their family, like to have those things is important. That's why I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? So they know how they father operated. Oh, you didn't compromise. Why should I compromise? He didn't sell out. Why should I sell out? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what it is for me.
And I was just looking up a verse. I can't find it right now, but what in light of that, I think when we think about our children, we have to understand that they are at a reset for their life, not a reset for your life.
Yeah,
They're starting their life. You're just there to really support them. You're supposed
yeah,
to push them to Christ and allow Him to raise them the way they should. So
yep,
you do that through setting examples. You do that through changing your ways. You shouldn't be using your children. to say, well, I broke my foot back when I was in high school and I didn't get to play football. So, son, you're gonna play football.
Yeah.
Or I didn't make the team. So, daughter, you're gonna be a cheerleader. I have three children. I didn't mention that. I got a wife. I have a wife. I have three children, school age, toddler. So I'm having to raise three different people and be
Yeah.
a husband. I mean, because following Christ is work. I don't know if nobody told y'all that it's just gonna be an easy road. Like you just
Yes.
gonna
And the
be, oh, I'm a
scripture is
Christian.
not
All
gonna be easy, but it's gonna be worth it.
yeah, like
You
so
know?
it's work. I'm working in the school system as a teacher, so this is something that I have to continue switching people on and off. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm equipped with, right? I've been practicing this for 30 years. So, and I understand that I'm gonna have stressful days. I got a assignments due soon. I'm working on my master's in social work. So that's something I want to do. That's something I feel like I need to do. That's like I said earlier, that's my assignment. And this is what God has led me to do, so I can not only have these type of interviews, but also conferences or whatever else that's in my path. I'm preparing for it. Just because
Yeah.
this is basically just practice for those moments. So I'm just grateful.
Yeah. You mentioned something earlier, man, where you talked about you just said it. You talked about traveling a lot, right?
Hmm.
Traveling a lot gave you such a perspective that you not because you can't be who you are in Texas or
Mm,
Atlanta. You got
mm.
to be a little bit. You got to move a little different everywhere
Got
you
to.
go.
Absolutely.
Like it's just required,
Yeah.
and only people that's moved around can understand. Like I have to move different than I did before. I'm from the islands. I can't come to America and move the same way like I'm moving in the islands.
Nah,
It's
not without some
just like
conflict
yeah,
or
it's like I
resistance.
can't move that. That's gonna be too much resistance. So I have to navigate a certain way. But some people might say, well, you switching or you code switching or you faking or you whatever, whatever. It's like, no, that's just how the world works. I have to maneuver a certain way, but I'm not maneuvering to the point where I'm selling myself short that I can't walk into these rooms. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't walk into a boardroom and know what's going on. Like I can't walk into to a Sharon Williams and know what's going on. Like I can't talk to the Mexicans and know what's going on. Like I have to be able to if you want to be able to move and navigate in this world, you have to be able to meet people where they at. And everybody's not going to look like you. Everybody's not going to dress like you. Everybody's not going to talk like you. But you have to have a common ground to where you can meet and understand people. And I think people miss the mark on that, man. But
Yeah, they
that's
and
that's 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 dope that you had that growing up to understand like, oh, okay, I could navigate all these places. I'm in Florida one time. I'm over here. I'm in England. Like I'm all these in all these different places, and I'm learning something about the culture. So now I'm emulating a piece of that culture that stuck with me.
right.
Yeah,
And I also I can relate to certain people. One thing we have to realize too, we may not love America, but everywhere you go, you represent this entire country.
yeah,
I don't care if you are from Maine, if you're from Washington State,
yeah.
if you're from down Southern California, if you're from the bottom of Florida, or anywhere in between.
Once you say American, that's it.
When you are an American.
Hey,
So I fought for this country. I was enlisted for 9 years, active duty. Then I
yeah,
did another three inactive, so 12 years total. And then within that, I became a military spouse. So I never really left the military. I've Afghanistan, Iraq. I'm running down my countries I've been to: Greece, Spain, Italy, Thailand, um, Taiwan, Japan, Okinawa, Japan, and mainland Japan, Singapore. Um, Obviously the UK, Wales. Like I've not only if I didn't visit these places, I lived in these places. So all
yeah,
these different spots on these across the around the world. And it's crazy. I've never been to the Caribbean. I've been to Puerto Rico one time. Never
yeah,
been, but I need to go. I want to go visit the Caribbeans. But I've been to all these places, and all every time they see me, they see a U.S. passport. That's all that matters. No matter who I like, other people I know and I'm associated with, they don't care about that. You got the current you because your currency don't even mean nothing there. I don't care how rich you are.
yeah,
You have to go to the exchange and use our money. You got to use pounds here, bro.
yeah,
You got to use euros here. You have to use yen here. And so the same thing works with these conversations. The rooms you talked about.
yeah,
I should be able to go in every room I want to go into and have the key.
Yeah.
and the key is unlocked with this thing up inside this
Well,
mass.
God gave you the dominion over the earth, man. He didn't do it for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Love that.
So you have to be able to go wherever and be able to do and say things and it become true. You know what I mean? Like
Speak it.
that's what he gave us.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes, sir. Man, I got a
And it,
question, man.
yeah, let's do it.
What's your current season of life teaching you right now?
Conformity.
What does that mean?
To be
Break it
able
down.
to.
Break it down.
So I like definitions. I told you I'm a teacher, so
Yeah.
this was my word. My principal had us all use a pick a word. Something everybody had like perseverance and all this. Oh, maybe we get something else. So conforming is in form or manner or character, an agreement, an act or instance of conforming, action in accordance with some specific standard or authority. I've had an issue a lot of times, whether that be with my wife. Sometimes people always tell me this is one of one of the first time I heard it and it stuck. I was in basic training. At the end of basic training, you do your weeks or whatever, they have everybody in a room and they start kind of going around telling you about yourself basically. You know, when you first started, you couldn't march well, but now
Yeah.
you can march. Or you were somebody that would cry. These are grown men crying, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't think y'all military all tough. I hate to say it like that. Shout out to the veterans, but a lot of y'all come into the military little boys, and you have
Yeah.
to grow up. But I'm being funny, but it's real.
True.
But some people don't come with that that strength. So he told me he was like, you seem like a person that knows everything. Like people can't tell you nothing. And
Yeah.
you and I talked before about delivery. And sometimes I can have a harsh delivery and come
Yeah.
off a certain way, no matter how nice I'm trying to be or how I'm coming off. So conformity would be me going into a situation and saying, you know what, I could say this. I can really probably hurt this person's feelings, or I feel like I'm too good for this task. I may be too good for this interview if
Yeah.
I'm thinking that way. But this is something I need to do. You know, I
Yeah.
need to be here. I need to stay an extra 20 minutes. You want me to do something that I agree to, or whether you paying me for it or not. God want me to do something. He needs me to talk to someone. That's my assignment. That's something I need to do. So conformity. This is my season of conformity. This is my season of sitting with certain things. I agreed to go to school, even though I probably didn't necessarily need to.
Yeah.
I want to complete my social work degree. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better friend to people. I want to have different relationships. So sometimes I might have to answer the phone. Sometimes I might even need to call people back that I really don't want to talk to because of, I don't want to be trying to sell or send people to Christ and I'm not behaving like Christ, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
that's that's the difficult place sometimes where we sit and we not. It's like I'm following Christ, but am I acting? Am I moving like him? Am I, people see it on me and like man, sometimes I'm so cognizant of that. I'm so aware of that. Like I don't just want to be talking about it. I want to be
mm,
moving like that.
right.
That I try to do with my kids, whereas just have sitting there, they don't really understand what I'm saying. They're too young, but it's like
Yeah.
I'm still gonna say it. I'm still gonna say, hey man, if you
They
do
hear you.
anything in life, learn about Jesus. You know what I
They hear you.
mean?
Yeah, absolutely. They hear you.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah. And I see it on my 1 year old face. I see it. It's like she understand. Like, oh, okay. Like you keep talking about this. Okay.
Mm, yeah.
So
The
it's just
Google
one
Gaga
thing.
days are over, bro.
Yeah.
We gotta
Like
talk to our kid.
that's I talk normal to them. Like, hey,
Yeah.
come here, do this. Like, and they appreciate that. I don't. One thing people did when I was a kid was underestimate me, and
Mm,
that was to me that was
feel you.
it was a detriment to themselves, not to me, to me a little bit because it made me shy. It made me, when I would speak my mind, they'll be like adults are talking, don't say nothing. But it's like I had something that I needed to say. You know what I'm saying? Like I had something I needed to say,
Deal with it. Deal with it.
and it was just my perspective and how my point of view, and that's one thing people they shut me down when I was a kid early. They're like, man, don't be getting into this. But I'm like, y'all talking around me. I'm part of the conversation. Like I understand what
Stay out
y'all
of grown
talking
folks'
about.
business. We so
Yeah, I
traumatized,
understand what
bro.
y'all talking about though. Like,
Oh my
you
goodness.
know, but it's cool. Like I understand why they did it. Um, but it could have been to their own detriment because sometimes even my daughter, she could see life a certain way that I may not see it, and I have to accept that. I might have to receive that, and I think that's what's our problem is as a society. We just don't value other people's perspective or opinions or they why you do something. You know, I may not necessarily agree with it, but I can see your point of view, and that helps because sometimes you might need that point of view for something else. You might not need it for that specific situation, but you're gonna need it for something else in your life. So that's just how I live, man. You gonna get
Word.
into this lightning round,
Okay, let's do it.
um, and it's just kind of quick. Uh,
See, I got to get my format together so my guests can be prepared. I'll be we just have conversations. So y'all got when y'all come
hey,
to the dope spot, y'all hopefully y'all check this out on
yeah,
YouTube and go through my
yeah,
catalog.
go check it
It's in
out.
there. So and then you can see the growth. Hopefully, you can see where I started, where I was like kind of if about things. Maybe I did have little notes,
Yeah,
but now I'm just talking, and it's
hey,
a lot
I
better for
feel
me.
you. I feel you. I
But
feel
yeah,
you.
I'm ready. Let me
Um, a book that changed your life.
side of the Bible. I got it right here. Excuse me. This is one of them.
Miles Monroe. Mm, mm.
A man of
Okay.
purpose and power. Just
Yeah.
within it, man, you like right away, you can say, wow, I don't know so much. There's so much I don't know about myself.
Yeah.
And he didn't speak, rest in power to Miles Monroe, but he didn't speak from a like I know these type of things, but it's like this is how you should live. You should value
Yeah.
your life a little bit more. And as a man, you realize you don't have the power you think until you kind of really give up your power in other areas.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we want to be in control of this, not realizing how weak we look in
Yeah.
this space.
Yeah.
So I just say for right now, like that's been the life changing for my adult life. And
Okay.
honestly, this is I can't think of I now just lost it. But that's the book. I'll just leave it at that. If I come up with my other book, then I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
A daily non-negotiable.
non-negotiable as far as like I don't
It's
tolerate it.
something you got to do every day.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Pray like my morning prayers, whether it's in a car,
Yeah.
because I think without that, I'm walking into a gunfight without a
Mm.
vest. I'm walking
Mm.
into. I'm sorry, I can't use that word. I forgot this on the internet. But I'm walking into a place without protection.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta have the armor around me. I make sure if I don't do it, prayer closet prayer,
Yeah.
even in the bed prayer. Them
Yeah.
prayers where you just like the alarm wake up and you like, thank you, Lord, for this day.
Yeah.
One of those. Also when I get to my campus. Hopefully I'm not in a rush, but I pray over the campus.
Yeah.
I pray over the kids, the hallways when I get in there. The parents coming in and out because parents are stressed. You don't know what they're going through when they dropping their kids off. I've
Yeah.
seen the worst.
Yeah.
I'm in a crosswalk sometimes, and parents pulling up to the crosswalk about to hit me while I'm
Yeah.
holding the sign. Because they're in a rush. They're trying to get to work, so I pray over them. So definitely the daily prayers and my water. Gotta keep my Gotta
Prayer
keep my
and
water,
water.
man. Gotta keep my
That's
water.
deep, man. That's deep. That's deep.
Oh, there we go. This my guy right here. I try to get a
Yeah.
gallon. Try to get a gallon a day if possible.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated. Yeah, I'm in Texas. I got to
What's a lie you had to unlearn?
that I'm too smart.
Mm.
I used to hear it a lot. You just too smart for your own good. And I'm
Hey,
like,
people used to say that to me. Well, they used to say, "You such a
oh, you think
smart
you
ass,"
right? Yeah, then yes, I wasn't gonna use that,
and
but yep,
I'll be like, "Well, would you prefer a dumbass?" Hey, that would be my
right.
response. I know I walk with the Lord now. I try not to cuss, but
That's all
that
good.
would be my response when they said that to me. Oh, well, you rather be around a dumbass. Seems like, yeah,
And and I say that because I feel like everybody's should be learning something. You don't
yeah,
know everything. I didn't know
exactly,
everything. I didn't know everything then. I know I didn't know everything. So maybe
yeah,
sometime I would try to test the person I'm talking to get the information out. But you so focused on what I said or how I delivered it,
Yeah.
You don't even want to answer the question. You don't even see that part anymore. So where you would say something, I just wouldn't say anything. I just let it, let you think how you think. So
Nah, I always got a slick response. That's why they call me a smart ass. But
I respect that
I'm
for
very,
sure.
very sarcastic person, man.
Yes, I'm saying.
Uh
I know you talked about horoscopes earlier. Sorry to get off topic. What's your sign?
Man, they
Can you
say
talk about it?
they say that's demonic, but I'm a Libra.
Oh, okay, you're a Libra. Okay, I'm a Taurus,
They
man.
say I used to believe in that. I used to believe in horoscopes. I used to do palm reading, all that,
Oh, you
man.
said
But
because your birthday is in a couple coming up soon.
yeah,
Yeah,
October 15th. Yep. Um, yeah, we're not even gonna get into the
yeah.
to
Let's
the
move on.
horoscopes
Next,
thing. That's a
next,
whole nother topic for
next.
another day. Your most slept on principle for success.
Um, I guess you would say like uh saving money slash only spending what you need for spending money on what you need. I think
Gotcha.
when it comes to money, whether you make 100,000 a year or 40,000 a year, if you can learn how to manage your money, whatever that is, you can be a lot better off. You start
Yeah,
realizing, you don't need it. I mean, I used to have a closet full of shoes, like stacked up. Before I got married, I had a
yeah,
room full of shoes, and I'm a size 11 and a half, 12, sometimes 13. So those are big boxes
yeah,
that I gotta carry around every
yeah,
place I go. I told you I moved a lot, and I didn't even get into the military moves. That's a whole nother part of life. That was just my childhood. So these are I'm having to move all this, and I'm spending money to get a truck just for my shoes. Forget the clothes, forget the furniture,
yeah,
and I got homies right now still living like that. And I'm like, we gotta let some of that go. We don't
yeah,
need it. You
yeah,
can only wear a pair a day. Get you a couple pair of practical shoes. Now I still got some kicks. I still, I just at the outlet yesterday. But what I'm saying is if I don't really need them for anything, I shouldn't buy it. So, and you know, if I have the means to cook, I should cook. If I have the means to put this away or not spend, I've $40. I've had $40 stretch, bro. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't always. I told you I didn't grow up having a lot, but it was been moments where I did have a lot,
yeah,
and so I'm trying to navigate through the difference to this day. And so that's probably one of the most valuable lessons. Like really save even if it's a little bit. And if you don't know how to save, tithe.
yeah. That's
Just
what
give
they
it.
say, man. Save your money so one day it can save you. That's the saying.
Yeah, yeah, I like
Save
that.
your money so it will save you one day. So I believe in that. Something you still healing from.
Knowing that I wasn't protected. Even when you hear, I'm sorry. Even when you hear, if I did something wrong and I say I forgave myself, you got to understand that that's it. It should be really left alone. I just gathered a whole bunch of scriptures based on that, like how you deal with it. Hopefully, I'll be more prepared next time to have them. But definitely understanding that I can't continue to go forward if I'm still looking behind me,
Yeah,
looking around, making sure I'm forgiven enough. Because whatever you did, likely, unless it sent somebody to jail or killed them, people not worrying about you, bro.
yeah,
Maybe when you get brought up in conversation, but for the most part, you didn't do anything that bad to warrant people to like still be sitting rocking in their chair about
yeah,
something you said or did to them. You know what I'm saying? So if I can do this is why this is happening now because I've been able to be more free. I got peace within now
yeah,
versus walking around it because it even came out of me.
yeah.
You can tell when somebody's like worried or they're not unsure of things. You can kind of sense it. At least I can.
Got you. That's what's up, man. That's the end of the lightning round. We gonna take it back to the two final questions, man.
Okay.
Speak to the man who's silently battling something, battling depression, anxiety. Like what? How would you encourage him? What would you say to him
First of
to
all,
you
uh,
know going through that?
third man person, I love you. I know you may feel like people don't love you, but I love you. And when I say I love you, when I say these things, I'm saying this from a person um who had people in their lives that didn't love themselves. So I didn't feel like they could truly give me love. But I love me. I love me some J Wandoe. And I'm not saying that, or of course you should love yourself, but I love the person I've become. even at my older, as I gotten older, I'm like, I'm embracing it. I'm working out more than ever now. Like I'm wanting to go to school. And so once you realize you're loved and somebody cares about you, even if you're not around people, you can start giving some of that negativity or that negative energy into something else.
Yeah.
I literally just got off the phone with my boy who's going through one of the worst times on paper. But like he said, he's learning to shift that energy, and now he's like a workout enthusiast. So don't if you can help it, please don't sit in it. I've
Yeah.
been there. I've been in those depression states. Like I said, I'm a military spouse. So I'm one of those people. It's not too many of us where the male is the spouse. It's usually the female, but where we having to move along with our wives.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that those moments get lonely. You can get where you're not feeling like you make enough or you make enough impact because money ain't everything. Just because you
Yeah.
make the money don't mean you run things, especially with a black woman. So yeah, that's just my experience on it.
Yeah.
So definitely, brother, sister, understand your value, like I said before, and find ways to work through that either with a therapist, your pastor, someone that's not gonna coddle you, someone that's not gonna enable you, and someone that understands that, hey, I don't understand exactly what you're going through, but I can relate a little bit. And let's go get help.
Yeah. You got to be held accountable, man. You know, that's one thing we don't like to be held accountable in life. You know what I'm saying? Like none of us do.
Yeah.
But once you understand that the things that you probably hate the most is probably good for you. You know, they always say veggies don't taste that good. It don't taste as good as fried chicken.
Unless
But
unless you
veggies
prepare
is
it.
much better than fried
Yeah.
chicken.
It's
So
about
the
how you
stuff that
prepare
you're
it.
gonna love is probably not that good for you. The stuff that you hate, probably where you need to be at. So you gotta take accountability. You gotta find out how do people view me? How am I coming off to people? What am I saying? What am I, you know what I'm saying? You have to hear it, receive it, understand it's part of the truth. They may just have it misconstrued as, well, they didn't see my intent behind what I was doing. You know, I could see where they were coming from, but they don't see the full picture. But it's good to hear how people feel about you or what you're going through or whatever it is, man. You sitting in depression, a lot of times you just need to get up. But you at the time you don't want to hear that. You're like, no, I want to sit here and feel what I'm feeling. But the best thing you can do is to just get out the house. Just get out. Don't sit in the moment. Keep it pushing, you know.
Yeah, somebody needs you. Somebody needs you to
Yeah,
get out of that.
somebody needs you. Exactly. Final question, man. Say something to that younger version of yourself. Like what would you say to that younger version of yourself? At any point in time, it could be I said something to the person that was last year. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? What
yeah.
would you say to that person? And or
Uh
not that person, but yourself.
yeah, to me, um, and I've been told these things, somebody's watching you. Now, whether you're in the club, whether you're dealing with somebody you ain't supposed to be dealing with, whether you're sitting in church, somebody's always watching you. Obviously, God is, but somebody else is either looking to you for something or to be something. I'm sure there's more things, but for something or to be something. Those are two main things as I would look at myself. So somebody may be looking for you to be a good friend. Somebody looking at you as a good friend. Somebody may be looking to you for to destroy you. So be mindful of these people you're hanging around that you're allowing in your house, allowing in your life, allowing in your bedroom, allowing in your space. But also understand the difference of having that discernment for those people who want to be in your space, not the people that want anything from you. So, because when I was living in like we all sin, but living in sin where it was like no escaping it,
Yeah.
and still trying to go to church on Sundays, hungover, still trying to be uh the Christian in the club type of guy. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when I was doing those things, I wasn't making God happy. That's why my wallet was getting stolen. That's why I was
You
spending
ain't
money
in
I
there
didn't
with your
need.
Bible.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to preach the word. Nobody wasn't trying to hear that. Like, what are you talking about? On Twitter, getting on Twitter late at night, trying to spit some game. Like, bro, we were just partying with you. You were just getting drunk with us. Like, what you doing? So yeah, that I would definitely do better with that.
Yeah,
And understand that it ain't that serious. Like as far as trying to be for somebody else, it's really not as serious as you make it. I wish I had a better military career. I wish I had done more for myself to get out of those things, but it started there
yeah,
because I wasn't willing to listen to myself and I wasn't willing to be like, man, you can be really ch making a change within the system.
yeah,
Instead of allowing them to tell you everything, you could have been studying and making your rank. That way you can be the person that's, I would be retired next year. You know, I'm not saying I don't love what I'm doing now, but that'd be great to be 40 years old and retired, like a lot of my,
from the
you know,
military. Yeah,
my colleagues
yeah,
are and were. So that's it. You know, again, no regrets, man. So I know that's a final question, but I appreciate those type of questions because it does make me reflect on what I am, who I am, and I know again somebody's watching, somebody's listening. Whenever you put this out, somebody's gonna see it and be like, "Man, I remember that dude," or he has grown, or he the same dude as what? It don't matter. It really
yeah,
don't matter. This is where I'm at. I'm only gonna grow. I'm only gonna get better, and I'm rocking with you now. So now I got somebody else. I can be like, hey, anytime
yeah,
I
man.
land, I take this Delta flight to Atlanta. I got somebody there that I know that's for me. You know?
Yeah, let's lock in, bro. That's what it's about, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's for me, it's really just like you said. You have to understand, like people gonna say negative or positive, like it really don't matter. It's just their point of view. Like
That's it.
it don't matter, bro. Like you gotta do what you gotta do for you. You know, that's what I learned in life. Nobody's 100% right. We not gonna always agree on everything. You know, that's just natural. I don't the people that my the people that gave birth to me, my mom, my father, like I'm not gonna agree with them 100%. What makes me think that I'm gonna agree with anybody in this planet 100%? You know, so it's like I'm just gonna have to do what I gotta do
That's
to
it.
put myself in position for life, and that's the goal, man. So it's good to hear you say that, man.
Sure. I'm glad.
Um,
Hope I brought some insight to your pod, bro. I
yeah,
know you getting things rolling. I see you. I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful to have life for
yeah,
one, and for two to be able to receive life that you poured into me. Because I don't know, y'all obviously don't see it, but we had an hour long conversation before the interviews
yeah,
for the first time. Never talked before, and I feel like I've known this brother for a long time.
yeah, man. You
So
know,
it's
just we
amazing.
just be chopping it up in the chat or
Yep.
in the DMs in the comment sections, man.
Yeah.
You know, supporting each other. But it's good to be able to finally lock in, man, and
Yes,
make it
sir.
happen. Because you know we both busy, man. Got kids. Once you got kids, you busy. You on a different type of level of busy. Especially if you care about your kids. I
If you
would say that if you care
that
about your
matters.
kids. Some
Another
people don't care.
conversation, bro.
You know what I
We'll
mean?
talk
Some
about
people don't care, but
yeah.
if you care about your kids, you busy. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, I'm honored to lock in, bro. Because, like I said, man, we world changers, bro. This is what you do to change the world. Somebody's gonna hear this and understand, like, oh, okay, they talked about Jesus in here. If you don't get anything else, get that Jesus, follow Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Get that, understand that. You know, this man gave his life to Christ at 9 years old. You know, got baptized a couple of years later, but that's just 9 years old. You know, that's deep. You gotta find your way to Jesus, man. But
He right there waiting on you.
he right there waiting on you, man. That's how you become made different. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's just how I look at it, bro.
No doubt.
But yeah, this is another episode of the Words of Encouragement Pod. You mind praying us out, bro?
Yeah, let us pray, Father. Uh Lord, Heavenly Father, we come to you now humbly, thanking you, first of all, for this opportunity. We know there are people out here on the other side of my voice who need you now more than ever, who are going through grief, who are going through stress, who are going through everything that you set them out to do to eventually give you glory in these times. I thank you for this brother, Mr. Made Different. I thank you for his family, for those who have supported him throughout this journey, Lord, for everybody that helped raise him from child all the way up, Lord. You've kept him where you need him in order for him to be who he's supposed to be. I give you glory, honor, and praise for my life, Lord, for bringing us together, for keeping us and keeping me through times when I should have been on the other side. I know Satan wanted to try to rule over my life and still does, but I know in my heart that I have a God that knows that I want to be closer to him, and you keep me protected, and that's all I can think. Thank you for. I pray for my family members. I pray for everyone who will be tuning in on a later date. And hopefully that these words that we spoke and have spoken on this pod reach them in some way. We just continue to give you honor, praise for everything you do and have done for us, Lord. We ask you to continue guiding us, whether it's on a podcast or a in-person collaboration, which we will do soon, Lord. And I ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Yeah, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank
No
you for
doubt, bro.
tapping in with me,
Ah,
bro.
it's
Let me
powerful,
know
man.
when you're ready
Powerful.
for me to jump on yours.
Come on, man.
We're gonna
We got to
talk. We're
make
gonna
it
get
happen, dog.
candid. Yes,
Yep.
sir.
I love it. One more sip. Let me say one more thing. Mr. Made Different just started a WOE. There's a WOE pod, right? The new
Yeah.
IG page you got. Now shout your stuff
Yeah.
out,
World
man.
podcast. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, put it up there in a dope
I got
spot.
me the World podcast and tell them where to follow you.
But for sure, I'll just do the podcast page and I'll get into life of LIFEOF _ J Wandoe, JWANDOE. That's my personal page, and then the podcast page, the Doe Spot, and the Doe stands for Discussions of Experiences, by the way, if y'all didn't know. So it's an acronym within the name.
Yeah.
The Doe Spot is DADOESPOT _ and if you can see some clips from my other episodes and go to my YouTube. I think it's J Wandoe _ the Dough Spot.
Yeah.
It's an old channel, a channel I had as a personal page, and I wish I had created a new page, but I was like, you know what, this you get to see my subscriptions and everything else, so I just
Yeah.
I just kept it. But yeah, I'm uploading slowly. It's I had that about almost a year, probably a little over a year now. Interviews from people, influencers, to some of my personal military friends, friends from high school, just tapping in with a lot of people, man. So that's what, like you said, we world changers, and I definitely just want to be able to just add a little, sprinkle a little bit of sauce of what I got to share, and then y'all join in from other people, because this fame and all that, that's not my objective. My
Yeah.
objective is to get the word out, and you out there, the new audience or whatever, y'all can just see that God is really working and truly working on my life as well as theirs.
Yeah.
So
Amen.
I appreciate it,
Let's
brother.
get it, man. Man, I appreciate you, man. It's been another episode of Words of Encouragement podcast. Peace.